If you don't make your product in America, however, under the Trump administration, you will pay a tariff, and in some cases, a rather large one. April 2nd, reciprocal tariffs kick in, and whatever they tariff us, other countries, we will tariff them. That's reciprocal, back and forth.
When talking to your constituents in North Carolina, Congressman, how do you reconcile the little disturbance, the short-term pain that the president says many Americans may feel before we get to some long-term results?
Thank you so much for having me this morning. And I think when I talk to my constituents back home, they are extremely supportive of what the president is doing. I think that we're seeing promises made, promises kept. This is not a surprise, even the tariff aspect. But President Trump has always been able to use these tariffs in a way that are really a negotiating tool. He uses them in a strategic way, and I think that's exactly what we're seeing here. I mean, he's leveling the playing field when it comes to trade. The whole reciprocal tariff aspect certainly brings that to light. So I think folks are patient. I mean, your poll, the CBS poll that was shown earlier that showed 76% of the Americans agreed with the speech last night, or approved of the speech, if you will. I think that tells the story.
There is a lot happening with Ukraine. It seems hour by hour there have been new developments. Here's what the president said about the war in Ukraine and the possible path to peace.
Earlier today, I received an important letter from President Zelensky of Ukraine. The letter reads, Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible. Simultaneously, we've had serious discussions with Russia and have received strong signals that they are ready for peace.
Congressman, do you support the White House pausing aid to Ukraine as part of these negotiations?
I do. I feel like the president is demonstrating the peace through strength that he has spoken of so often. And honestly, you know, while we all saw what played out in the Oval Office last week, it was very clear when you looked at that meeting in total that the president was truly playing the role of the diplomat that was trying to bring the parties together. He had a plan in place. It was unfortunate that President Zelensky did not seem to respond in the way that we would hope would have been the response. But nevertheless, I think what the president shared last night was encouraging to all of us that we're maybe perhaps back on the path. They're ready to negotiate again and come to the table. And again, I think you're seeing President Trump, who is always negotiating, once again, moving the ball down the field.
Let's talk about DOGE for a moment. The president did tout the cuts already made by DOGE, led by Elon Musk. Here he is talking about that.
We are draining the swamp. It's very simple. And the days of rule by unelected bureaucrats are over.
The immediate criticism there, Congressman, is that Elon Musk was not elected. He is an unelected official advisor to the president. Does he have too much power, and how do you respond to that criticism?
Well, I think, you know, presidents, when they take office, obviously bring in advisors. They bring in a team of people that work around them. That's very different from a bureaucrat who is working with an agency, and everyone who understands government understands that reality. He is advising the president. I think the American people have been overjoyed at really what he has uncovered and the work that is already starting. And frankly, many of us believe it's just the tip of the iceberg as they assess agency by agency how money is being spent or how it has been spent. And I think the president's doing exactly what any president would do when he comes into office. He's hit the pause button. He wants to assess the situation, and the DOGE team is certainly helping to get that done in an effective way.
I think most people support a more efficient government. We don't want our money wasted, and the president is going after that, using Elon Musk as part of DOGE. But these are also Americans working jobs, and they live in your state of North Carolina. How do you and your constituents and your colleagues plan to handle those who now find themselves jobless, looking for work?
Well, I really believe that when we begin to see all of this economic plan go into place, as we do what we need to do here in Congress and moving things forward, we're going to spur an economy that's going to grow. And as the economy grows, there's going to be job creation. I think the president already announced last night of over $1.7 trillion that has already been invested just since he took office of money and business folks that are looking here into our nation. And in my district, I'm very proud of the 8th District of North Carolina. And we've been meeting with folks across our district talking about ideas for businesses and various ways that we're going to be able to see this economy ramp up once again. We're optimistic about how this is going to begin to kick in and everything's going to begin to operate.
Congressman Mark Harris, I appreciate the conversation this morning. Thank you, sir, for joining us.